Hi guys, Tiffany here. Welcome to my quilting life. So, as you can tell, we're in the garage and it's going to be some long arm quilting, just like it says in the video. If you are new to my channel, head down there, hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, get notifications when I'm live and or post videos, and like my videos. So, I am working on what I did in a video series itself in videos right here. See that? It is called the Insomniac quilt. I actually named it that. That's what it is. And that is what I'm going to work on. I'm also trying to get my other screen going. But the reason why we're not connected to the long arm just yet is because I want to show you what I'm going to do to get this a little bit more accurately as how I'm going to be quilting it. So I'm going to say hi to a few people. So I'll just stick the camera right in front of me right here. We have Anne, Sinead, and Kim. Hi, guys. Okay, so I turned the volume off my phone this time so that it doesn't vibrate during the live stream. So we'll see how that goes. Hi, BJ. So you guys know that most of the time when I'm long arm quilting, I don't always see the comments. So if you have something to ask, always ask it when I take a break in front of the camera kind of thing. Hi, Sue Ann. And yeah, that's all I have to say about that. So I'm going to hold the camera, but I'm going to turn it around facing the quilt to show you. And I have the shakes, so don't mind the wiggly wobblies. I always have the shakes. It just never goes away of the camera now. And then when it gets on the long arm, I can't control that because I don't have proper equipment. So hi, Joe. All right. So I'm going to turn the camera around and we're going to, I am going to show you what we are doing here. All right. So there it is right there. All right, so here's the quilt. Oh, I'm tripping over big, huge tubs of cat litter. Anyway, so this is what I'm doing. It is kind of dark right now because I have the lights off, except for the light that we're going to be using today to see if this whole new strip, since I know you guys saw that video that I just posted earlier today of installing LED light strip. It looks kind of purple, but when I did a test video that I did not post, you were able to see the thread itself on the quilt. So I'm not sure how that's going to work with live, but we'll see. Anyway, to start what I'm going to be doing, taking the quilt top colors and fabric into mind is why I have decided to do what I am going to be doing on here. I'm going to create a wavy line that runs the whole length like this, all the way back and forth, back and forth, back and forth on the whole quilt. Now that wavy line is going to have feathers on it. And why I call it rows of feathers like in the thing is because it's going to be a row of just continuous feathers, just the whole entire row. Hi, Cindy. So it's going to be just a continuous row, okay? And I'm going to do my line, which is the stem or the vine or the vein or whatever you want to call it, the main part of the feather that everything goes off of is going to go first. But to not exceed my throat space, I don't want to come down to this point and have the spine of the feather be way down here. Reason for that is because then I won't be able to continue any feathers along this row. So what I'm going to do is mark a line with my pink chalk here. It's Taylor's chalk, but it's chalk and it works. Across this quilt, so that way when I'm doing the spine, so when I'm, quilting out a spine, that I want to make sure when this is in my throat space right here, that when I do a feather, I don't want it to come beyond this. I want to at least have a 1/4 inch of space so that I'm not banging the quilt, the long arm. You can see that against the back of the frame. So if this is the edge of my throat space, I want to come up about a 1/4 inch. Okay. And that's where a feather would be out. And then I'm going to come up as much as a feather would be. So about right here. So that way, when my spine is about right here, my feather can come out perfectly and not hit where it doesn't go any further. So I'm going to come up right here, like I said, for the spine. So I come up a 1/4 inch, which would give me this edge of this right here, this first one. And I'm going to come up the length of my feather. So now I'm going to mark across the whole entire quilt, which, where did it go? I can't reach it. If I could pick it up, give me 2 seconds. I have this really, really big, huge yardstick. It's not even a yardstick. It's actually 4 feet, I think. Anyway, I'm going to lay this right here, nice and straight on here. And I'm just going to put dash lines. So it's lined up with that little chalk mark that I started with. And it's staying nice and straight. And I'm just going to put dash lines, oops, across the whole thing like this. And then I'm going to bring it down this way, keeping it nice and straight. And I'm going to dash line this side as well. And I can see the marks. See, I know you guys probably can't see them that good. So there's marks across this whole entire quilt now. Going across. I do not want my spine to go beyond those marks. So I'm not going to quilt with this on here because this is like really heavy. So I'm going to throw that to the side for when I get to the next segment. And I'm going to put my chalk down because now I have chalky fingers. And I'm going to go ahead and turn the camera around and read some comments real quick and see who else is here. We got Kim. Oh, I said hi, Sue-Ann. Let's see who else. Okay, guys. So now that there is no questions, this is what I'm going to do. Remember, when you do a continuous feather in a one row is what I call it. When you do one pass over the quilt, it's just one row to me. One pass, continuous feather. You need to space on how big your quilt and can do that thing. Screen, you might want to. So let's hope that it's not buff. Oh, maybe it is. It's still recording the video though, even though you guys are buffering. Okay. All right. Maybe you could see it now. I can't control this internet in the garage thing. It really sucks. So I actually put my phone on its actual phone thing, you know, like the 3 or 4G service or whatever. Let's hope that works. All right. So I'm going to put you guys in the holder. It's going to get loud for a second and make weird noises. We're going to make sure that everything is good and adjust it. And I'm also going to eliminate the lights now in the garage. There's going to be no light except for the long arm. So let's see how that goes. I'm really hoping that this does not confuse me when working though. I want to be able to see the whole entire thing. All right, so hopefully it's focused. Is it focused? Looks focused to me. I'm making sure it's not going off again because I won't be able to see the screen. It kind of sucks when I can't see the screen. Okay, hold on. I'm making sure that I could see the screen and the comments. Oops. No. Stop. Stop. There we go. Okay. So let's see. Who else is here? Hi, Vicky and Diane. All right, guys. I'm going to start now. I don't see comments or anything when I'm doing this. So I'm going to come up here to the top. I'm going to drop my thread down and then pick it back up. I don't know how dark this will be and then how undark it'll be with going into the throat of the machine. Okay, I'm going to tie it off and I'm going to start my feather to come out from right here. I'm going to go to my chalk lines, which are a little bit harder to see in the dark, but we're going to have 10 stitches per inch, and I'm using my precision mode, which means when I stop, the machine stops. Usually I use it in idle mode, but lately I've been using precision for stuff like this. So here we go. Come down. Registration line. And these lines are not perfect by no means. Just going back and forth. I know this looks kind of dumb at first. I kind of really suck at this. And I'm going to stop it right here. Break thread, and I'm going to go back to the other side to start because my feathers are just going to go that way. I guess it'll be the easier way for me to go. So my line is not perfect by no means. It's kind of wonky. I tried to keep it straight, but it's kind of wonky. I'm hoping you guys can see the thread really good and stuff because I honestly cannot tell from another screen. Oh yeah, I can. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna come back to the beginning again, and I'm gonna start with my feathers on the top part. So I'm gonna put it down there, and I'm not doing bump back. I'm just going to do regular come out type feathers. I'm not doing anything fancy for this specifically because I cannot tell in the dark as much, you know, for bump back feathers. So I'm just going to turn it on, and I'm going to make a feather like that, and then I'm going to come up and make a feather, and then come up, make a feather. And see, if I want to do back, I can't do it because I can't see it. My brain just wanted to do bump back right now. So I'm going to follow that in the dark because I can't tell. All right. So I'm making big ones as well, and I don't know how I'm really going to fill in that section. I should have been filling it in the whole time. I really don't care, honestly, because this is just for me to mess around with Quilt. Is it blurry again? I can't control this blurriness, guys. And I can't control how fast I go because I cannot go slow. I don't know how. All right. Oops. Didn't notice, some feathers touch, some feathers do not. I don't really care how they end up. I'm just doing a row of feathers. I don't know if I can sit down. Don't quilt this to death. I'm not quilting this to death. I'm just doing rows of feathers. That's as light as I'm gonna get it. That's me trying to be light. me try to go slow. Yeah, I can't go slow. That's weird. Yeah, I can't go slow. My brain won't let me. Some of my feathers are starting to look like hot dogs, and some of them are not. So a feather, for those that are new, is come out, make like a loop and then swirl out of it. I don't know how to say that. Make an arc and then swirl above it. Make an arc, swirl above it. This a repetitive motion over and over. How's the lighting? Is it too dark? Can you see the thread? Oh, this is moving so much. I need to know. So I'm going to come over to the comments. Me too. Love the fabrics. Those colors are beautiful. I'm like trying to watch a little bit of the catching up video. Looks pretty good to me. Okay. All right. I guess on some speeds it goes fast, and or the video quality, I guess, changes. And the color thread I'm using is khaki. That's the color thread. And also, if you haven't noticed, when I'm on the back side, when it gets to the back of the quilt, I am using a sheet, because I can use sheets, because I don't mind using sheets. And I like this sheet because it's pinstriped. And it went great with this quilt. So that's what this quilt got, was sheets. Or a sheet, if that makes sense. best way to practice the feather, by the way, for anybody that's interested in practicing the feather. It's just making that upside down C, coming around and hitting back at the spine. Upside down C, swirl it around, coming the other side. See, I went too big, so this side I'm going to have to compensate for, but that's because I was trying to go slow. Okay, so now I'm going to break thread. And I could always go back, you know, if you feel like you need more stitching, which I'm not going to do. But if you felt like you did, why is that not coming up? I have no idea. There we go. Okay. If you felt like you needed more stitching, you can always echo, especially in all these empty areas up here. I don't know how well I can see. Let's see if my hand is it. Okay, my hand does. So you can echo out these areas if you need more stitching. I'm not going to do that though. I'm just playing with the feather in pretty much rows or columns or whatever you want to call it. So see, all this could be echoed if you wanted. All right, back to the beginning and now the underside. So I'm going to put my thread down right here, tie it off, and I'm going to start, and this time I'm going to come out to this side, and then I'm going to come up and do it all over again. Don't need to be even with the other side. They don't need to sit evenly with the opposite side. Coming back this way, you're actually going upside down and backwards. The other way is easier. When you're coming to the bottom, it's always harder for people, especially when I was first learning how to do feathers. The bottom side of everything is always the hardest. Because you get used to the first direction. You know why I put my marks, because now when I go to fill in the next row or pass or whatever you want to call it again, now I can roll this up to where I come close to it by at least a ½ inch. one. See, that was a big boo-boo. I really crossed over into that feather, but nobody's going to know. I'm just going to leave it there. I'm not going to bother changing it. Oh, and I'm out of bobbin. So let's change that real quick. Let me pull what's left of that piece up. Slide down to this end and leave you guys right there while I change out my bobbin. Stop wiggling, you stupid thing. I'm going to adjust this so that it doesn't wiggle as much. There we go. Stay on there. There we go. No, it's not going to stay. Oh, well. Just don't wobble. Stop wobbling. Pop the bobbin out. See, usually I don't run out of bobbin on one row, but I'm using quite a bit of thread. And I always check my tension at each and every single time I put a new bobbin in. Yeah, I chose this because I really liked the background, and I kind of wanted to, or the fabric, so I wanted to pull off the fabric with my quilting. Oh, we're right here. Okay, so we're midst there, right there. So I'm gonna tie it off. Take a couple walking stitches is what I call it sometimes, especially since I can't see very well. So that feather is a little funky, but I don't care. All right, and off I go. I don't like the way this thing is moving. I can see it moving from where I'm standing. I can't bend this because my hands hurt so bad. My body is shaking. I can't bend it like I want. There we go. Stay like that, maybe. Sorry, guys. Really, really sorry for that. Let's see how much it shakes in this position. It's very hard to control that. Big feather. Okay. That was a big, huge feather. Tie it off, and then I'll show you the quilting as slow as I can run it, I guess. Let's see how well this looks. Let's see if I can hold it this way. You can probably see. Can you see it, or should I turn the other lights on? I can't tell. I'm trying to look through the screen. Let me see, because I can't tell. Oops. Let's see. Can I see now? Is that too bright? Oh, you can see, sort of. That's a little bit better. Trying to run slow so that you guys can see this row so I can advance the quilt and do the next. I have a feeling I'm going to start getting more bugs around the LED lights, having more lights on this machine. Okay. So other than my one accidental brain thinking it's a bump back again, and I can't tell in the dark, there is that row. So let's turn the lights on so you can. I'm going to pull it out of the holder real quick. All right, so I'm going to hold this so you can see. I'm going to unhook my little side clamps. You know, the cool part about using a sheet is the sides won't fray because it's a sheet and it's got a nice edge. I like using sheets, especially cotton sheets, which I told you guys I don't mind doing. This sheet, I had to adjust the side where I had the quilts though, because this sheet had a little stain on it and I don't want a little stain. So I measured and I was like, oh, oh, I'm going to have to put it this direction, this far down, and I'll be good. So yeah, I had plenty of room to be able to do that. So here, I'm going to turn this around. I'm going to pop this because I don't spin for the loud sounds because I don't want to wake anyone. So I just pop these and then I spin them like this. Oh, here, maybe I should have showed you guys. Let's see, can you tell what the quilting looks like? Oh yeah, you can. Look at that. Before I roll it all the way up, we'll look at the quilting. So there's my one continuous row of feathers all the way down. I like it. It's not too much on the quilt. It works perfect. So now I'm going to come up to, where's the smallest one? We're going to go right there. Pop chingy and pull this back. I use my belly. See, here's this bar. Let me see if I can't put it. See, I push my belly against the bar and then snap the snap so that it's nice and tight. Because I try to do this always so quietly. And I put my side clamps on. And it's cool because it doesn't rip against anything, which is awesome. And on my way to the other side, I spank my quilt into submission. Oh, did I say that out loud, guys? I'm silly, I know. I just like use my hand to just keep it nice and straight. This is a very, very straight quilt because I went ahead and like when I first made this, I think I showed you guys, I stitched around the whole thing because of all these seams along the edge because it has no borders. So it kept it really, really, really straight. So now that that's on, let's get these other side clamps on. Just like that. And now I'm going to take it to the other side. Put my screen back on the stitching thing so I can put this on baste mode. Oh my God, are you kidding me? Come on. See, this is one thing about these screens. And I have the plastic still on it because I didn't want the screen to get messed up. I'm still touching. See if it switches to anything other than. This is the only thing I don't like about all this technology. And it doesn't matter that this stupid thing is on the screen. It's just technology, period. I don't like it. So now you guys know with any long arm, anything that has a screen, it's going to have problems. Anything that runs off of a computer, it's going to have problems because it's technology and it's not meant, I don't know. Plus, I mean, it's nice and cool in here. It's only like 70. The thingamabobbers behind me right there. It's only 70 in here, so there's no way that the screen can be messed up. All right, guys, let me scroll up while we wait for my screen to turn back on. Are you kidding me? It's not going to turn on. Did I not hit the button? Aha! See? Technology. My goodness. And then my cool, just touch it. I just, bam, bam, bam. It's like a lightsaber for a sewing machine. All right. Those are back on. Now I can read comments real quick. See who else is here. Where were we? Oh my goodness, you guys have been talking. It took me a while to do that though. All right, we got Dana here, Karen here, and okay, let's see who else before I went off. I don't know what fabric line this is. This was donated fabric and it was pre-cut into 10-inch squares. I had to wash everything. So it shrunk down to 9.5 inch. And then I did a whole entire, I think it's like 4-part video series called the Insomniac quilt. Lighting is great. Kim, I can see the thread when you stop. It looks nice. Okay. You're doing good. Nice feathers, nice size feathers. I'm trying to keep them consistent. I have, I have going fast issues, which sometimes, especially on stuff like this, it changes the way things look. Let's see, we got Sharon. I like the fabric. Is that your son's quilt? No, this is a different one. My son's, I still need borders on it. It took a while for him to choose his border fabric, which now he chose. So now I can get to it as soon as I am done quilting this on the frame. Only one project at a time. I'm not trying to overwhelm myself right now. I have so many things going on. All right. Hi, Gwen. Tiffany, did you know? I had to. Salons are closed, guys. This COVID-19 thing is killing it. It's closing everything. So salons are closed. So my cat, I had to pick up my cat while they were still curing. So they got messed up because my cat was being a butthead. But I trim them down. And remember, I get acrylic on my real nails. I actually have a whole entire kit to do acrylic myself, but I can't do this hand because I am not left-handed. I am right-handed. So my right hand can do my left hand beautifully. Well, I have a Dremel that specifically for nails, and I dremeled all the acrylic back, so you could still see that it was there and there's a line, but I don't have to get fills because I get acrylic on my real nails. See, those are my real nails. They're ugly. And my 2 smoker fingers, you can tell, turn yellow. My real nails were really long. And since I can't go get fills, I trimmed them all down and I used my nail file afterwards that Anna just sent me. And oh my God, that thing is amazing. That was like the most amazing nail file I've ever used in my whole entire life. Anyway, so I used that after dremeling my nails and then did all the filing and then the buffering and so on, and painted them. And I had to go pick up my cat he was running rampant and pissing everyone off. So I had to pick him up and calm him, and my nails weren't dry all the way. So like 4 or 5 nails that are smudged, but that's okay. So I know how to do my own nails, just not this hand. I mean, I could do it, but it's definitely not perfect. All right, let's see who we got. Hi, Diane. Hi, Teresa. Hello. Lots and lots, yes, lots of hugs and prayers for you, Teresa, in your time of need. I don't know if you want me saying it out loud on here. Why are you deleting messages from Nita? Is that an accident? This must be an accident. All right. Hi, Shirley. Let's see. Who else? Live alone in an apartment, stay home, order. Sorry, I'm trying to read real quick. Hi, Jaded. Hi, Teresa Louise. Yelling over the TV. No worries. Hi, Linda. It was an accident. Okay. I kind of figured stuff like that does happen. Your cat is getting back at you for shaving him. Yeah, definitely. Teresa was falling asleep and accidentally hit the screen. Well, Teresa, go to bed, woman. You've had enough stress in your life. I'm sure by now everybody here knows. I don't know if you want me to say it out loud. Okay. So yeah, go to bed, woman. You need to rest and refresh your mind and your body and your soul. Definitely. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, Teresa's husband passed this morning. And it's very sad. So for those of you who are out there that are my prayer warriors, and those of you who are out there that are not, but send good vibes and good juju, please send it up for Teresa. She needs it. Husband died this morning. It's very sad, but you all know he was battling brain cancer for over worst type. So she had her children there with her, which is a good thing. So she has lots of people to comfort her in this time of need. All right, so I'm going to leave this right here for a second so that I can chalk off the next area. I'm going to put this back. So I'm going to do the same thing that I did when I started. I'm going to use the long arm as my reference. Okay, so again, my long arm only goes this far. So see, it's hitting the back of the throat. Oh, and you can see feathers on the back really good. It's hitting the back of the throat. So I want to come a 1/4 inch away first, and then I'm going to come back because I want, say a feather plume is like this big. I want to come back to about here. Okay, so I'm going to stop right there. I'm going to take my pink chalk, my tailor's chalk, and I'm going to put a line right here. That line I do not want to cross, okay, at all. So now I'm going to take my ruler, which is, it's actually kind of heavy, surprisingly, guys. This is a heavy, heavy ruler. I'm going to lay it nice and straight. I'm kind of using the blocks, even though these are not straight blocks, as a guide. And I'm going to take a chalk and just make myself a wonderful chalk line all the way from one side to the other. Everything's nice and straight. I was dabbing at first. Now I'm going to go to this side. This is just a registration mark where to stop so that I don't go beyond the line. All right, let's pick up my ruler, put it over there. All right, I haven't even basted my sides, but I will do in a second. All right, it's going to be loud. I'm going to put you back into the holder. First, I'm going to check to see 60%. Oh, I should be good for just a few more minutes. Oh, we're going to come back here because I wanted to show you the feathers from the back side. So these are non-touching feathers. These are just coming out and making a feather. So this is how it looks from back. So the back is actually going to look really awesome because you can see everything. And I did not change the thread color for the back as per the front. I did the same exact thread color on rear and front because I didn't want to have 2 different color threads. So that's what the back looks like, guys. So it's really cool. Really cool. And as you can tell, it is pinstripe, if you didn't notice. All right, so I'm going to put you back in the holder. All right, let's see if I can't get this to not be so loud. Okay, stay. Haha. All right, I'm going to baste this side because I haven't even done that part yet. I don't really have to, but I think it is best you baste the sides as you go. It's best for added shifting because everything shifts and adjusts when long arm quilting. You'd be surprised how far over a quilt will shift during long arm quilting. And I know this for a fact because it has done it to me on several quilts. Obviously, that's another reason why we have the space allotment on both sides. When I do personal quilts, though, I don't actually do them where there's a ton of space on the sides. I actually just do as close to, I don't like waste, so I do it as close to it as possible. Since I'm using a sheet, it's okay though. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and make my little back and forth curvy thing all the way down. I have a registration mark where I need to stop. And I totally forgot I need a registration mark to stop for the top, but that I'm just going to eyeball. Can you see my fingers right here? I hope you can. I'm going to stop about right here for feather plumes. So let me just put, well, actually I have a line there, so I'll just come before it. I won't have to. You should mark the top too if you're going to do this continuous feather thing from side to side. So I'm going to stop about right here, and the rest of them I can just eyeball the rest of the way. So I'm going to come about right here where I'm going to start it. Let's put it in a different mode, that would be nice. I'm gonna start about right here so that I know. That's my little registration mark right there. So come down. This line is like totally not pretty. The vein, the vine, or stem, or whatever this is called again. I had it right twice. What is it called again? Oh my goodness, I had it. The spine of the feathers. And I'll come off the edge. I'm going to break thread and take myself back to the starting point. So you should see I will have room for my feathers between here and here throughout this whole entire row. Hold on, let's see. I'm looking at comments before I start quilting real quick, guys. Okay, I saw that. Saw the TV out. Nita said hello, no worries. Hi, everyone. All right. Teresa. Okay, where was I? It's okay. Okay, so condolences, prayers, condolences. Let's see. Now you're overwhelmed. That's keeping you awake, Teresa. Maybe you should go to sleep. You need your rest. Big hugs, sweet dreams. Teresa, yes, I'm going to sleep. So good night, ladies. Hopefully see you on Sunday. Yes, I will be here tomorrow, Teresa. Good night, friends. Rest. All right, so back to this. I'll talk to you later, Teresa, if you're still here. All right, I'm going to start right here at this top. And remember, I'm not making, I know you can't really see where I am right now. I'm not making it to where they're going to touch or anything. I totally don't want the spaces to be completely filled in because I'm not over heavily quilting this. But if you wanted to, you can echo everything, you know. I'll stop right here for a second. Trim that. I don't like my threads being on here. And I just figured you guys cannot see very well because I have all the lights on still. All right, now it should only be the lights from the machine. Let me see how that's looking on the screen. So I'm going to stop it till it catches up. Wow, my other screen is like a minute behind. That should be good. The other lights are on super dim. Let me turn those back down. Oh, they are. Okay. There I go. Nope. Love you. That's something flickering. I don't know what's flickering here. Interesting. tie it off, and I'm going to go to the other side and go do the bottom side now. But I'm going to check the comments before I even start. I'm going to let this go a little on the slow side so that you can see the thread. So that's just one side of it done. And you know, I kind of like that my back and forth squiggly throughout the whole from one edge to the other of the quilt is not perfect because it's giving these feathers a little bit more difference to them. And they also lined up differently. So let me see if I can get close to see this. So these ones, the loop was right here going down, and this side, the loop comes up right here between the two. So it definitely fills in that space. Not as much as it needs to, but enough. All right, let me see. Good night, good night, good night. Let's see, good night. All right, Diane, we'll see you next time. Good night. Vicky, good night, Diane. Okay, I had 5-foot apple tree in my yard till the bunnies ate it. Now it's 2 feet. Oh my goodness. The thread I am using is Glide, and it's called Khaki. Khaki, like khaki pants. Okay, so I'm going to come down here, do this other side. This machine is really good with Glide. I 100% don't ever have to change anything tension wise, although there was another color that actually looked better with this, but I didn't use it. And so I'm kind of putting my feathers up to this line because that's where the binding will close off. Bump back. Even I get caught sometimes, and I don't try to. Bobbin. Let's change that real quick. So I always clip it and then I find the rest of it and pull it out. I didn't get very far on that one. All right, next bobbin. Again, I'm going to put it in and check my tension. So for those that are new to this machine, the bobbin always goes in with the thread coming out towards the right, slides in under in that slip. Same with any other bobbin. To test it, I want it to lift up in my hand but not come out of my hand. And if it's too loose, it won't lift up in your hand. So my bobbin is usually good every time. That is another reason why I stick with the same thread over and over, because then I don't have to adjust anything and play with anything, because I always put my quilts on with barely any side to side. Unless it's someone else's quilt, then I give myself room to play with things, because sometimes it gets out of place. But so sometimes I check the bobbin, sometimes I don't. I mean, check the tension. But when it stays really good, I don't really have to. All right, off I go. Oops. Okay. So I don't think my phone has enough charge for another advance. So what I'm going to do is turn the lights on, show you what it looks like, and then I can answer some comments and then get off of here. So we're going into complete darkness. All right, lights are on. Let's turn it one more time. So that's what it looks like. You hear that? That's my tummy growling. My tummy gets really, really, really loud, guys. So I like how they meet up opposite. So this would have been the out right there, out right there. And this was the out, so it looped in between the two. And again, if you don't like this much open space, you know, I mean, that's not really much at all, honestly. But I mean, if you didn't like that much open space, you can just go around them. I can't even tell where the one I accidentally did a bump back on is even. So sometimes I don't even touch point, but that's okay too. Why? Because I really don't care. That's one thing about quilting. If you don't care, then it usually comes out better. It looks really good. Everything's even. The quilting is distributed nicely. You know what I mean? Like between the sizes and how it sits and so on and so forth. So, and I'll go ahead and advance this so you can see what the front looks like from the back real quick. A little bit more. Pick up all this thread off of here. Let me just advance them and then you can see what the back looks like. Come to about right there. Oh, I can go up one right there. I'm trying to go to the highest point. Okay, so you can see from the back side, the meetup, plenty of space in between. So I know you can see all that. That's where it meets up. So they don't actually touch. They create like a wave, you know what I mean? Yeah, see, that's exactly. It usually looks better if you just relax and don't care because it doesn't need to be perfect, especially this one. So that's what the back looks like again. Don't mind all the junk in the background. We are in my garage. I have a ton of junk in here. So I think it looks really, really neat. And obviously it's winding up. I don't know how well it's going to focus. It's winding up to right there. So from the back, it doesn't look bad. Again, same thing. Beat it into submission because that's just what I do. Spank it because the quilt has been naughty. And here's another thing. When you let go, see how there's a bump right here? This is what those side clamps are for, is to re-tighten that back out. Can you see that? See how it does that? So once I put this side clamp on, see, it flattens it back out so that you get a nice straight line. If you were to not baste down this side and just left it like this, you would have a very, very, very wonky quilt. So make sure that you attach your side clamps at where you stopped it is where you want it to be. And then your next one would go about right there. I go within the, you know, like a straight space, you know what I mean? And then do this all the way to the other side. Some sides are better than others, but you can see the wonkiness. But as soon as I put the side clamp on, oops, gotta tip this. Sometimes they bend. It pulls it back out and keeps it nice and straight. So definitely make sure you guys are using side clamps on your long arms. And look at that, it's already off the floor and I only did 2 passes. So this should be done tonight, most likely, if I keep working on it. Oops, my machine says those 2 passes gave me 50,414 stitches. I only ran the machine for 32 minutes and 19 seconds. That doesn't include all stops and starts and stuff. That's just from the time you press power, which is this button, to the time you press unpower. So far, only 32 minutes and 19 seconds actually went into true quilting on this quilt. So for those of you who are curious what I do with my stitch count and stuff, and I also write my stitch count, the name of the quilt, and all that in a book. I think I showed you guys when I introduced the long arm. I keep stitch count, the name of the quilt, and or like a little bit of a description about it, like if there's no name, because I name all my quilts, but if I didn't, I put like purple orange fabric quilt, you know. And then I also put a small description of what I know a lot of you use computers, but I don't. So this one I'll put flower row or feather rows on my description of what I quilted on the quilt. Some I put geometric squares or spirally, or I sometimes just put a random mix of whatever was in my brain. So yeah, and then I write the time that the machine ran. So that way I can have all that journaled down. And I even write down my practice pieces and how long I practiced for, kind of thing. But I haven't actually ran a practice on here in, I don't know, 6 months. So, all right, let me look at the comments. All right. Snow. Wow, snow for Vicky still. Hi, Sonut. Your camera is working much better tonight. Did you do something different? The difference is I am on an LED light strip. That is why the camera looks better. The LED light strip was attached. I made a video last night. It was posted this morning. So that's why that looks good. Shirley, sorry, Vicky. It went over my head. Too much social distancing. Looking very nice. It usually does look better when you don't care because you just relax and quilt. Okay, and then looks great. All right, so I read all the comments. Everything's caught up. I am going to continue quilting probably for, I don't know. I'm going to take a break right now and then I'll continue quilting for a while. But I just want to show you guys, this is what I'm doing on this quilt. And since this video is a little bit clearer, I don't need to make a second video on quilting it like I did with the last quilt. So I'm pretty sure it's a lot clearer. The looking at it was a lot clearer. So I shouldn't have to make a second video until I can figure out how to have a more steady stand. This is how you guys will get videos. But at least you can have them now because before it was only on Facebook. So and I still have yet to transfer all those Facebook videos over to to YouTube, but oh well. Anyways, you'll just have to join the group to see all those videos. So don't forget, in the description below, there is always links to all of my social media. If anybody has questions, wants to talk to me, you know, has anything they want to ask or know or something like that, my not so know-it-all brain could probably try my best to help you. I'm doing my best for people to ask, you know, people are asking me to make a video of this, and that, and that. I'm trying my best to get to them. Some of them are simple, so they're easy to do. Some aren't so simple, and I can't just throw it together right now. So, yeah. So this is not an Insomniac series video. For those that were curious, this is just a regular video of quilting. I came out and turned this on before 10 p.m. So, and I'm not coming back on tonight. This is it. So, all right, let me flip the camera around. You can look at it one more time. This is what I'm working on. Okay. And you can see on the back, let's just go back. You can see pretty feathers for those that are just joining, even though I I'm getting off of here. You can see pretty feathers in there mixed in. So that's what I'm doing. Just rows of feathers or whatever you want to call it. So that's it. That's all I'm doing. All right, guys. So I will see you next time. For those that are new, subscribe that way. Like, share my videos if you want. And I will see you guys next time I do a video, which is tomorrow. So Sunday around 5 p.m. Arizona time. Don't forget. Bye. My screen was popping on at the same time.